Hi there, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Just a light moment before we start today's video. Come, Milo. Come. I want to show you my dog. Come, Milo. Come, push. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so she went to the groomer the other day. We used the groomer called Shampoo. Look at her. Look at her. She's already dirty. Come, Milo. And we have this young boy. We play in the sun outside, and boy, he looks so dirty. But he looked very fluffy after grooming. This is sound check. Hi there, and welcome to my YouTube channel. The name is Gorata.Selaledi. Ever so excited to be here. Ever so excited to bring you another video where we are going to be reflecting and doing a bit of Bible study as we seek out to read the whole Bible, one chapter a week. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in. If you look at the intro video positioning versus this video, very different. Because I recorded a whole entire episode over there and the lighting wasn't so good, don't mind that room. But yeah, I decided to really just redo it because the lighting was off. But yeah, welcome to this video. For those who are new to this video, welcome to the community. The name is Gorata.Selaledi. I am a faith-based content creator hoping to create content that moves you closer to improving your relationship with God and intimacy with God through the Word, through prayer, and also I am a certified life coach hoping to create content that will help you show up better in your own lived experience. But welcome. Let's get into the Word without wasting any more time. So we are reading Genesis 7 today. So I am going to read it in your hearing. I am reading from my Promise Bible. I am literally sitting near the window because the light is not as crispy as it is in the morning. But let's hope this works out, right? So we are reading from Genesis 7. I am going to read in your hearing. Hope you have your Bible with you. I'm reading from the King James Version, right? And the Lord said unto Noah, Come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take thee by sevens, the male and the female, and of beasts that are not clean by two, the male and his female. Of fowls also of the air by sevens, the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of the earth. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. Whew, I'm feeling a bit foolish, so sorry about that. And Noah did according unto all that the Lord had commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth. And Noah went in, and his sons and his wives and his sons' wives with him, into the ark because of the waters of the flood, of clean beasts and of the beasts that are not clean, and of fowls and of everything that creepeth upon the earth. They went in two and two unto Noah into the ark, the male and the female, as God had commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. And the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. In the selfsame day entered Noah, Shem, and Ham, and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them into the ark. They and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, and every bird of every sort. I almost tripped over my words there. I did. And they went in unto Noah into the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. And they that went in, male and female of all flesh, as God had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bare up the ark, and it was left up above the earth. And the waters prevailed and were increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went upon the face of the waters. And the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered. And all flesh died that moved upon the earth, both of fowl and of cattle, and of beast, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, and every man. All in whose nostrils was the breath of life, of all that was in the dry land, died. And of every living substance was destroyed, which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle, and the creeping things and the fowl of the heaven. And they were destroyed from the earth. And Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark. And the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days. Hey, Bushy. I need to blow my nose. 1 minute. So if you look closely on the reflection on the TV, there's boxes on the other side. This girlie over here is preparing for a move at the end of this month. So this weekend was characterized by looking for boxes. So don't mind that reflection. But yeah, that concludes the reading of the word, and just jumping into key observations from Genesis 7. What we're learning is Noah was around 600 years old when this was happening. His sons were all married. And I note this one as an observation because the movie that I highlighted that I watched from Netflix called Noah, I think it made Japheth off as if he wasn't married, and that's not the case. And also a little bit of Bible trivia. You'll excuse me. A bit of Bible trivia. The waters prevailed. The rain was on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And another thing that I note that can be a nice Bible trivia there is to say that the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days. Right? But key takeaways, I think coming into today's video, really not to be here for too long, is to say that the key takeaway and lesson from Noah's life is of surrender and learning to live out our lives in such a way that we are yielded completely to God, right? And I almost said gold, to God, right? And in thinking about yielding, like imagine when you're at a traffic light and all the other cars that are going that way are red, right? The traffic light is red, they've stopped. But you're turning to the left and there's a yield sign, right? And for you, if you're coming head on to that traffic, you might get worried and say, darn it, there's traffic. But once you get to your portion, all the cars are flowing in and they're moving. What a relief, right? And in this case, I think what I'm learning from Noah is that I think in convening with God, the key conversations here was of aligning to what God was trying to do, right? He may or may not have understood the big reason as to why God is deciding to destroy and cleanse the earth, in as much as God did explain to him that it's because of this wickedness that is upon the earth. Because I can only imagine that maybe what if some of the people that were going to be destroyed, it's Noah's neighbor or Noah's friend, right? What would that have looked like? I'd say in Noah's eyes, to then say God is destroying these people. Why not maybe call them to say, hey, please join us on the ark? But Noah decided to do all that God had commanded him to do, right? And God is commanding Noah in this case to then say, build the ark. In 7, what we're seeing is the final stretch where there's 7 days left until the rain actually falls on the earth. And I can only imagine the anxiety and the nervousness of it all, given that, that nervousness that comes when you're about to sit, I guess, for your final exam. This is the final stretch, right? And this is where Noah is, and this is what we're seeing. But also, something that we're observing from Genesis 7 is that what God had decided to do is now finally coming to pass. And I can only imagine the level of grief that is sitting on God's heart, even as Noah is wrapping up the final few days, and having to see that indeed what God had created, the people that He had created, were now being destroyed. Right? I can only imagine, what thoughts God had in His mind concerning all these people that He had to destroy, that He now had to kind of write off and find a way to replace and rewrite, I'd say, history story, to still bring, I'd say, Jesus into the scene, being the ultimate love story in this case, where we're seeing Him build on as we continue reading the Bible, right? So in thinking about that as well, I think the key takeaways or applications for myself is to then say, my prayer actually is for us to get to a place where we are operating in complete alignment with God, so that there is no need for God to reset or push us back to, I'd say, square one every other time we get something wrong, right? And I think in this case, being in complete alignment, what that does is that it's giving us the freedom to actually tap into God's wisdom on how we navigate our lives. So I want to challenge you, going into this new month of July, to dedicate time for yourself to read the Word of God, so that you can hear what God has to say concerning your life. I saw a video or a comment on a video on YouTube that said, even as you read the Bible, it's the one book that goes out to read you. So there's so much that is going to be revealed about yourself, about the season of your life. And I hope that there is a change, a tangible shift, and a manifestation of God's glory in your life, even as you set out to learn that which God is commanding you to do in this season of your life, right? And I think, just in closing, the prayer for this coming week is just for the Lord to help me to surrender each and every moment, each and every thought, each and every word, each and every action into His hands. And I think the key question that I'm leaving with you, the key question I'm leaving with myself, is to then say, what do I need to surrender into God's hands, right? It might be scary to then say, what if He decides to then bump me down to square zero? Like Noah's story, to say, for this area, we're cleaning house, might be scary, but in learning to then say, Lord, I surrender, Lord, I trust you. You are now moving yourself into an area where you have to strengthen your faith, where you have to strengthen your trust. And it can only happen even as you draw closer and stick and stay in God's presence, as you navigate that introspection, as you navigate that moment of surrender. So what do you need to surrender into God's hand in the month of July? What do you need to surrender into God's hand for the rest of the second half of the year 2024? I don't know what that looks like for you, but for me, I want to surrender this platform. I want to surrender my business. I want to surrender my family. I want to surrender my career. I want to surrender my mind into the Lord's hands, and just allow Him to have free reign. And just going back to the analogy of yielding, to then say, I am going to learn to practice to yield and enjoy the freedom that comes with yielding in all those areas. And I hope that you will too. You will allow yourself to yield and allow God to work and move in your life. Thank you so much for tuning into this short and sweet video. I hope that it blesses you and releases a new freedom into your life in terms of how you navigate your walk with Christ, how you navigate your walk with God. And I truly hope that in the story of Noah, there is a truth or a reality that can actually be impressed upon your own life, that can be manifested in how you are showing up. What does God need to clean out, right? What is still there that God still needs to wash away so that He can start anew in your life? What does that look like for you in this season? And I believe that 22 years from now, when we come back to Genesis 7, it'll still be probably the same story, but God will still be able to speak a new word. So, what is the word He's speaking to you in this season of your life? It might be a story that you've heard before, but what is He saying to you now? So I'm just going to take this chance to thank you for watching this video to the very end. I'm feeling very grateful for going with my gut in terms of re-recording it, because I believe that what I've shared is to the point and quite precise, and I hope that it will bless you. I pray that may God's favor locate you and may His grace sustain you as you go into this weekend, as you move into the second week of July 2024. Be blessed. It's goodbye from me and my doggies and plants. That's what's her name? Let me just check it quickly. Zoe doesn't know. Anyway, bye everyone. And just as a sneak peek, this is how my wig lines are looking.